Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to Anime's Arcade. Hello, West Dog. I am very excited. I have a new speed game that I will be starting. We have absolutely... Oh, my light's not on. Bang it. All right, we have a brand new speed game that we're going... Well, okay, correction. It's not a brand new speed game. It's a new speed project. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. I have a new speed game that I will be focusing on from here on out. And actually, I should be playing music because music is awesome. Let me just pull up a Windows Media Player really quick. Because what's a PowerPoint presentation without some epic music? Can never find where these things are sometimes. Hang on. Windows Media Player. Bam. Artist. This guy. Actually, I just want to play all of them. Play. Oh, yeah, we're going to lower that volume down to 10. That's right, West Dog. If we reach that sub goal, we will, in fact, do some Melee Adventure speedruns, but also a different Melee speedrun. That one I'm actually more interested in than Adventure, but I think Adventure would be fun as well. But here's the deal. As you all know, last Monday, I absolutely crushed my goal that I wanted for Super Mario Sunshine Hoverless. And now that that's over, it's time to move on to my next speed game. And I have a presentation for you all. I did not make the presentation at all. It was made by the one and only legendary West Dog, who you may or may not have already seen in chat here. I am borrowing his PowerPoint presentation. I did, in fact, go into it last night and edit, like, a smidge of it because I realized some of the stuff he made doesn't line up to me. But outside of that, no practice, no reading. It's going to be a good time. So, without further ado, let me present to you the speedrun category known as 70 CCCless. Now, what the heck is CCCless? What is this? Does that sound... It just sounds like something made up. Am I right? No. Wrong. 70 CCCless, also known as Super Mario 64 70-star, coinless, cannonless, capless. It doesn't matter what order you say those in. That's the 3 C's. Capless, coinless, and cannonless. It's blacked out. Oh man. Oh, that's because I'm dumb and I forgot how I had this all set up. Boink. 70 CCCless. There you go. A breakdown by West Dog, but being put on by myself because shoutouts, West Dog. But yeah, 70 CCCless. What does that mean? What is this? What the heck? What is 70 CCCless? It is a category extension for Super Mario 64, also known as a meme category. You have to get 70 stars. You cannot use any cannons. You cannot use any hats. You cannot get any coins. I cannot stress this enough. You cannot collect the star while there is a coin in your feed. If you collect the star accidentally if you collect a coin accidentally right before grabbing a star, you gotta reset. Can't do it. It's not allowed. It's not allowed. It does still follow the normal rules of a 70-star run here. So, once again, no LBLJ, no SBLJ. You just have to get 70 stars. Period. End of story. Oh, yeah, no BLJs. Sorry. I told you, like I said, I don't even remember half of what I read last night. But yeah, so cannons. Easy. You don't even use cannons normally in a 70-star run. Cannonless? Check. Right? At least in a normal 70-star run. But you basically don't use any cannons. It doesn't happen. I still clicked into the window. I sure hope so. Caps? That's not a big deal. Yes, you do need to use the wing cap a lot in the 70-star, but that's it. You know, there are plenty of stars that you can get without the wing cap, without the invis cap. Sorry, I had some lunch and a little bit of drink before this. Think about normal CCCless and think about the fact that I once considered trying to do Mario Cam CCCless. If anybody can do it, it's you, Malk. 100%. But yeah, cannons, no problem. Caps, that's not a big deal. You don't even use the metal cap. You don't even use it in 120. Unless, you know, you screw up and you don't get all red coins before your metal cap runs out. But, you know, that's besides the point. Coins, however, oh boy. Let me tell you about coins. They are freaking everywhere in this game. You want to get through Dark World? You're going to have to get past this line of coins. And you know what? You can't run past them. You can't do it. Yo, what's up, TJ Button? Hope you're doing well. You literally can't. If you try to run up the bridge, like on the side where there are no coins, you still collect them. It's got a very large hitbox. The game really wants you to collect these coins, man. Look at these. Look at them. They're right there. Right in the way in Fire Sea. Right in the heckin' way. And oh my gosh, you know, you can't even get into the igloo. You cannot get in there. You can't get into the cabin without collecting a line of coins. There's so much prevention problems. This game really wants you to collect coins, guys. They really want you to get coins. So here's some goals. This is something that I did have to go in and change myself. So I will be streaming this category until I get a time that I'm happy with. I currently don't have a set goal because, as most of you may or may not know, SM64 has been a casual speed game for me. I haven't seriously sped-run 70-star or really SM64 in general. Like, I have a 20-minute, like, 20-minute, 57-second 16-star. My 70-star is just an hour 20. I do not put a lot of time into Super Mario 64. However, you know, so for now, I'm going to at least try to finish a few runs, see how much time I think I can save, see what time I think I could get, and go from there. So my main goal is I'm going to complete a run, see how long that took me, and then I'll try to set a few goals after that. And another thing that I'm hoping for doing this category, it's also going to help me with my 64 movement. Yes, it does transfer over from Odyssey pretty well. Unfortunately, it's still really tricky. Super Mario 64, you have to be on your movement game. If you want to get low times in Super Mario 64, you need to have good movement. As the one Super Mario 64 star runner says, I don't know what just happened. Ah! Trick saves seconds, but movement saves minutes. And that is absolutely true for a category like 70-star CCCless. So hopefully everything will get better, because I'll actually be practicing this game instead of just casually turning on the game and going, man, maybe I'll do a 16-star run today for funsies. Or, man, I don't really want to do 70-star, but I do have to do it in Sandbox. I'll do it anyways, right? Star breakdown. We are in trouble because like I said, I didn't study this. I didn't study at all, so I'm ready. Here we go. We've got stages, Hazy Maze Cave, Lethal Lava Land, Shifting Sandland, Dire Dock, Snowman's Land, Rainbow Ride, Tick-Tock Clock, Tiny Huge Island, Tall Mountain, Wet Dry World, Rainbow Ride, Bob on Battlefield, Womp's Fortress, Jolly Roger Bay, Cool Mountain, Big Boo's Haunt. I don't know why these are coming in different areas. I don't have Microsoft PowerPoint. This is a open office impress. So I'm doing what I can here. But out of the entire game, there are 120 possible stars that you can get. This includes secret stars, which there's actually a lot of secret stars, and toad stars. However, as you can see, what is that? This is what we're going off of here. In Bob-omb Battlefield, star number 5 normally requires some kind of a cannon. Oh boy, this is gonna be hilarious. And over here, Rainbow Ride, we can't get that star over by the Chuckia. That also requires a cannon shot. There is no way. The secret star, that's what it is. Thank you. I was like, wait, what do I need a cannon for? This shows you how often I run 120 and when the last time I saw 120 was. It's genuinely been a while since I've seen a 120 run. But yeah, you cannot shoot to the star in Rainbow Ride because you need a cannon for that. We can't do that. So that drops our possible number now to 118 stars, right? That's not too bad. There's still 118 stars. Those are like the two biggest ones that really require a cannon, but we don't need those. We don't need those. However, that also takes out Metal Cap, Vanish Cap, and Wing Cap stages. Those are 3 stars right there that we got to take out. But not only that, those caps are going to affect quite a few stars here. We can't do Mario Wings Over the Sky. Can't do it. Big Boost Hump, what is that? We can't do the Giant Eyeball because you need to have the Vanish Cap to go to the Giant Eyeball and spin it around. We can't do the other star in Dire Dire Docks because you need the Vanish Cap to swim through the coral, or really whatever it was, to get that star. You need the Vanish Cap. We can't get it. And that also includes the Igloo Star in Snowman's Land. Again, you have to turn invisible to jump through the ice, because that makes sense. But hey, I don't play with the rules of this game. I think it's interesting, and it makes for unique movement in 120 runs. And you cannot get the caged star in Wet Dry World because, again, it's in a cage. You need the invisible cap for that. Metal Cap? Nah, we don't have to worry about that. The only one we can't get there is the Metal Cap star, I'm pretty sure, because, yeah, you hop into it, but then you have a Metal Cap. And yeah, no red coin stars, no 100 coin stars. So taking out all of the cap stars, that drops us down to 110 stars possible. That's still, or 110 stars possible. That's still not too bad, right? 110? We only need 70? That's still a bunch of extras, okay? Here's the thing, though. Coin stars. We can't get coin stars, but we also cannot get stars that have coins in the way. Coins that are in front of everything that you stand for and care for in a speedrun. Just trying to make sure nothing got marked off here. So if you look at the amount of X's here, that takes out every single 100 coin star that you could get in every stage. That is a lot of stages. There's about, if I do some math here, I believe that's like 15 stages. 15 stages. Anyway, that's a lot of stars! You can't get those anymore. They all require coins. Can't do it. And look at all of these. That's all the red coins. You cannot get any red coin stars because it's coins. You can't collect coins in CCCless, folks. You cannot get red coin stars. Which also means you can't get the aquarium. You can't get Bowser in the Dark World. You can't get Bowser in the Fire Sea. You can't get Bowser in the Sky. You cannot do it. Those are red coins. We're not collecting coins. It ain't happening, folks. We ain't doing it. It's not allowed. And look at this igloo. Remember that igloo that we talked about earlier? It's a cabin. It's not an igloo. We talked about this cabin. Look at those coins. You can't get in without collecting those coins. It's not possible. It ain't gonna happen. It's not doable. And you know what that means? That takes out 2 whole stars. 2 whole stars. In Cool Mountain. We can't do the slide. We can't get the star at the end of the cabin because we can't get in the cabin. Those coins are in the way. That also means it's very unlikely that we will be able to get the snowman's head because we have to be able to steer the snowman's head onto the snowman. And the game knows. The game knows if you don't follow the path. And what's on that path? Coins. Lots of coins. Now, I don't know if that's impossible to get, but from what it sounds like, there are a mess of coins on that bridge that you slide down. It's not going to be good. It is not going to be good. I just want to make sure I'm not missing a single X, because there are X's all over the place. Snowman Head Star can't spawn unless you get stars 1 through 4. That's it. Thank you. And well, you can't get 3 of those 4. Yup. This is what I mean by I did no presentation. You know what else that means, though? Since we can't get coins, we can't get the secret star in the Shifting Sandland. You have to get 5 coins because that's what the secrets are tied to. So that knocks that star right out of the water. We can't get it. It's not happening. All of those coin stars? Look at how many that takes away. There are now only 72 possible stars that you can't, or that you can get without collecting coins, without using caps, and without using cannons. That is a large number. Look at this. That is 28 stars no longer obtainable because of coins. Now, I am very unsure what these things mean. However, that's what it is. It makes Peach's secret star, or it makes the Peach's slide stars very tough to get. There are so many coins on this slide. Even if you want to try to do the slide skip, you got to worry about all of those coins on the slides. They are tough to avoid. Basically, risk levels of what to go for. There we go. Thank you, sir. Okay. I understand. I can see with my own eyes. I can see them. So, things that we got to look out for here. Owlless. Owlless is going to be very important. You have to be careful to not touch the coins on your way up to do that double jump. There's a red coin on that floating platform. You touch it, it's not going to happen. So we're probably more likely going to try and grab the owl after knocking out the tower. I am trying to brain through all of this. Cannonless? I don't think I'll actually be able to do cannonless personally. That might be an issue. Because you need to do either a texture setup or a sock folder setup. And what's in the way on those planks? Coins, baby. Lots and lots of coins. Now, there is the star that's on the top in Jolly Roger. And there are multiple ways. You can do it on the backside with the spinning platform. Woof. You have to do the opposite side, and the setup is notoriously more difficult and less consistent. Oh my god. Ah! However, the problem with getting up to that star in Wet Dry World is I either need to learn how to frame walk, or I need to learn how to get from the cannon, or from the ship, up to that platform. And I'm not sure about that. Brick frame walk unless you're a legend, that's valid. Frame walk's hard, folks. It is not easy. So, we're just gonna have to cross that off for now. Again, unless I learn frame walk, I don't think so. Boo's Big Haunt. There are 2 missions, 2 stars, where you need to kill ghosts. Here's the thing, though. When you kill a ghost, they drop coins. They drop coins, so you have to be very careful after you kill those ghosts to not collect those coins. In a Hazy Maze Cave, there's the Dory Star. There are coins on that island. So even if you do elevator clip, you have to be really careful. Really, really careful to not touch those coins. You don't want to touch them before collecting the star, because then it's done. It don't count. Your run is over. I believe that is the Volcano Star. The Volcano Star, there's a lot of coins on your way up to the volcano. Even if you go for Lava Boost, you still got to be really, really careful about all of the coins in that surrounding area. There are so many coins in the volcano. You know, they really want you to be able to heal yourself as you're climbing up. Though, of course, you know, if you fall down, you're going to die, son. That's just what's going to happen. So you got to be careful about that. In the Shifting Sand Land, there is the star at the top of the pyramid. However, there are... Oh, by top, I mean inside the pyramid. However, there are a lot of coins up there. And unless you're going for pillarless, it's going to be tough. Because even if you want to open up the top with the shell, there are coins on top of those pillars. There are coins on top of those pillars. That's a big oof. So unless you're good with pillarless, or you can climb all the way up to the top without somehow collecting a coin, that might be out of the question. Might not be good for you at all. That's really nice. At Snowman's Land, there's actually not too much trouble in there. Like, there's just the 3 stages that we turned off. Red coins, invisible, and the hundreds. But that's not a big deal. Wet Dry World involves secrets. And what's important is 3 of those secrets are connected to coin boxes. So again, same thing as in Big Boo's Haunt. What you need to do is collect those secrets, but not the coins. You just gotta be careful where you move that Mario, you know? Tata Mountain, not too big of a deal. Still tons of stars that you can get. You just gotta be careful with the Mushroom Star. Probably cannot do the, Hello Brain. You cannot do box jump because when you break the box, coins come out of it. And you are definitely probably gonna collect some of those coins. So you got to play really safe with that. Tiny Huge Island. When you're chopping down all those piranhas, you got to make sure you don't collect any of the coins. There are many, many coins. I think they spawn like 3 coins each time you kick one. So don't grab them. Don't do it. It's not allowed. Tick-Tock Clock as a whole. Just the entire stage. There are so many coins in that stage too. Also, it's just dangerous. It's such a dangerous stage. Gonna have to be taking the long way around up the clock. There are too many red coins over on the flippies. Rainbow Ride. Riding on the carpet all the way to the top of the house. There's a lot of coins. There's a lot of coins on your way across. You gotta play really, really careful to not get the coins in the air, not get the coins on the platforms that the carpet goes through. And even at the end there, on your way into the house, there's so many coins. You gotta be really, really careful. Tricky triangles. Getting to... the tricky triangles themselves, they're not that bad. Honestly, They're not that horrible. Unfortunately, getting to the tricky triangles is a little bit harder. There are some coins on the way, even if you go for the long jumps. So, just gotta play careful. Just gotta be really careful. Again, Peach's secret slides, really, 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 really careful. Don't collect those coins. Gonna have to, I believe I'll have to do like a late wall bounce if I want to do the slide shortcut. But even after I do, there are some coins at the end of the slide if I remember correctly. So we're not allowed to touch that. Now, with the 2 stages crossed out, Pillarless Star and the Frame Walk Star crossed out, that takes our 72 down to a 70. So it is 100% entirely possible to do 70 stars without collecting any coins, without using any caps, and without using any cannons. I will have to do some more studying to figure out my own route for this, because, like I said, my preparation is a little bit low right now, and that's A-okay with me. But again, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through coinless, capless, and cannonless? Why can't I just play SM64 like a normal speedrunner? I don't wanna. My goal for this is to enjoy a very ridiculous and well-known Super Mario 64 category, with the hopes of doing something a little special after I decide my goal that I want for this game and reach it. This is the last step. This is the last step that I need. And once I get a time that I'm happy with and successful with, oh boy, I've got something big planned. But first, gotta do CCCless first. And that's what we're here to do. I'm literally just gonna have to have the stars open the entire time while I figure this shiz out. But that has been a pre-game analysis. I have apparently forgotten to close Telegram. Nice. That has been my pre-game analysis for 70 stars CCCless. Once again, thank you to the wonderful West Dog for lending me the PowerPoint presentation and letting me tweak it a little bit and come into this absolutely unprepared. And we're going to start doing some practices. Solid day or two of practice is ideal for this category. I'm definitely going to have to start doing some grinding off stream, just like I did with Hoverless, just like I did with minimum captures back in the day. I have a lot of practice and prep ahead of me, especially since I don't like run this game on a regular. I don't. I genuinely do not. So with that being said, though, let's go ahead and switch on over to the game known as Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64. Let's just close down that music, get this all started and hooked up here. Open game. Open the awesome version of this game. Change windows. Bam.
Hello.
Oh yeah, I need to like undo. Reset transform. There we go. I had to do some cropping to make that presentation fit properly. Nope. Let me see. So let's get some practice going. Let's see what the actual hecky. See how this goes. I will definitely be studying Wes's runs over the next few days as I learn this category and learn how to do what I need to do to become the ultimate master of this heckin' weird category that we are about to embark on. Which reminds me, I gotta pull up that PowerPoint again, because I do need to know what stars I'm looking at. You know what I need to do? I just need to take the image. The final 70 image, and just have it up for myself this whole time. There we go. Maybe that'll help. We're definitely practicing and gaming for a couple hours this weekend. Yeah, I'm down for Friday night. I get off of work at 5:30 Pacific Standard, which means I also I get home at about like 6, anywhere from like 6 to 6:10. Rip. So yeah, Wes, I'm absolutely down for some practicing like Friday night. Saturday night, I really want to do more of my Pokemon challenge, because we got 6 badges now, which means we have 2 left before the Elite 4. You're off work and home by 9:30 to 10 p.m. PST? Okay, I can do that. I can do that for you. All right, so let's start with the basics here. We're gonna just kind of skedaddle our way on over to Mr. Womp King himself, or to the Bomb King. Hello, game. You know, I'm actually pretty sure there's coins up here now that I think about it, but I'm still gonna try. Maybe not. All right, game. There we go. It would actually be faster if I did that triple jump, but, you know, I think this is fine. This guy really doesn't take too much practice. All you gotta do is get behind him and toss him. Up. Do that. Pick him up again. Toss him. Very straightforward fellow. You know, he's very easy to please. You knock that star out of the way. Bam. And that's one. Nice and simple, right? Easy peasy heckin' breezy. But let's go get some of the other ones, shall we? I think for now, I just want to like actually try and do it before I do the speed run. And then once I'm ready to do the speed run, I'll actually pay attention to routes. Whoops. That's not what I wanted it in anyway. I'm gonna go like this because I'm really bad. I'm really bad at the wall kicks up to the warp, I'm gonna be honest. Nice. There you go. And now we wait for this slow dude to get his booty up here. He may be called Koopa the Quick, but man is he slow. Is the audio okay on this? I feel like it's like slightly too loud. Either that or that's just my own headphones that I goofed. Not sure. It's good? Epic. So look at this. I'm done in 34 seconds. And he's taking his sweet, sweet time to get up here. Man. Bam. 2 stars down. But from here, this is where things start to get a little tricky. This is where things start to get tricky. We need to get the star up on that island up there. And when you do this in a speed run, you normally get it with the wing cap. And when you don't do it in a speed run, aka a casual playthrough, you usually use the cannon. At least that's what they tell you to do. Also, that's what I've always done my whole life, is use the cannon that you do the sky jump off of. However, again, we can't use cannons. So what we have to do is come over here. That's why I have to keep it Mario Cam. I'm a goose. I thought it would stay. Ooh, coins. And that's why you have to do what's known as Poor Man's Island Hop. Put yourself in Mario Cam, aim towards the island, long jump, and long jump again. However, I just missed, and you see, that's a problem. That's why practice will be necessary. As you can get consistent at that long jump, it will be grandiose. Oops. There we go. Bam. And that's what you got to do. And there you go. 3 stars, no coins. Now, the other coins in Bob-omb Battlefield, out of all of the ones that are left, I can only get 1 more. Second try? It was technically 3rd try, actually. Which, I mean, that's not too bad as far as time goes. But still. Now, you have to be careful with this long jump. You don't want to grab that coin by accident. You also want to, you know, hit the bomb. Which I did not because I messed up my camera angle there. It was just like yesterday when I was trying to do 16 star and I just couldn't get the angle that I wanted. Nope. It is genuinely a little tough to set this up when you don't get the camera angle that you want. Or I should say the camera angle that you're used to. There we go. Point. 4 stars. If I can get all 70 stars in one stream, that would actually be pretty radical. That would be pretty cool and would give me a good idea of how much set I need. You've been working a little bit and you think you made backflip plus free? Yo. Okay. Let's head on over to the Peach's Secret Slide. I'm very curious to do this. And I want to see if I can, in fact, do it without collecting any coins. Oh, also, Wes, are you at all interested in bingo, by the way? Okay. Doing this without collecting coins will actually be pretty easy. I lied. I thought it would be a lot harder. Yes, I did just collect a coin, but there's far fewer coins than I remember. When are the dates? It's just March. It's all through March. Whenever the runners are available, and that's when the matches will be scheduled. That's about it. Same here. You thought the slide would be harder, but it's much easier than anticipated. You think you may be down? Epic. Commentating, running, or both. For those of you who don't know, I am hosting a Mario Madness bingo tournament this March with unique goals. That's right, unique bingo goals. They're originally made by Okami BW. I added a few more to it. Malk added a few more, and then perfected the balance. So that's right, our goals are now officially balanced. So I am super excited to see how these balanced goals end up doing. Also, yeah. Man, the slide is super easy. That's good. Okay, let me mark you down, Wes. And I think what's very exciting is already... we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 runners so far, which is pretty fantastic. March is in a month, and we've already got 10 runners. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 commentators, which is pretty dope. I'm very happy about that. All right, Wes, you've been added to the list. Heckin' yeah, my dude. If anybody else might be interested in participating in this bingo tournament, you can either DM me on Discord, Twitch, or Twitter. Oh, wait, no, I need to head into Jolly Roger, not Womps. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Womps is good. Yeah. We might make it 16 full bracket. I hope so. I hope so. I think last year we had 12, which was pretty dope. I think a nice full 16 would be incredibly epic. Also, you're talking about backflip class. Do you have a video by chance? Also, does it involve Mario Camp? Making one now? Oh. Mauk is literally like one of the biggest 5 heads about Mario 64. Only Mario Camp see down? That's totally doable. Totally doable. I'm gonna have to start getting used to climbing up this slope here. That works. I have no problems with that whatsoever. Oh, God. Well, so much for that. That was interesting. Am I near the star? Nope. Works for me. All right, see, those are 2 quick, painless stars. You're coming out of retirement and running this category this weekend so you can get rid of Framewalk JRB class? Heck yeah. This ledge is so silly. Sometimes it's a ledge, sometimes it's not. There we go. One, 2, 3. Nice. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm glad that all these beginner stages are not a big deal. It's kind of nice. Just kind of go over here. Grab the owl. Now, I know West Dog's goal was to not be last place, which I believe was a 142 or something. Pretty sure. The goal at the time, at least. Okay, quick, Wes. How do I do other side cannonless? Can you give me a description in words that will be acceptable? Because if not, I can just come back to this later. I don't care. Ah, I see. Okay. Whoops. All right, we'll worry about that later then. Let's head on over to JRB. We gotta raise that ship up, man. Plunder in the sunken ship. Whoops. You run on the rotating platform, then turn around and rotate towards the star on the other side with a pause buffer. Oh, man. I see. Here's another thing you have to be careful of when you're coming to get this star is that air. Air is very important. Also, I figured I'd go for ship clip just for the heck of it. I don't actually know how it works. Hello, I may have forgotten the order. I may have forgotten the order. Cool. Hello, game. Thanks. I think I wonder if the A button not working the way it used to not work before was just a controller issue or a button issue. I'm just hoping I can actually still use this controller. All right, that's one. Now, hopefully the eel can come out to play. It'd be really nice of them if they could. Nice. Alrighty then. Mamma mia. That's not the rock I wanted to long jump on. It's this one. Swimming, 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 swimming. Pikashai, thank you very much for the good luck. Oh, I should probably change my game category, huh? Now that it's no longer just chatting and I gave my presentation. There we go. Here we go. Game Super Mario 64. There we go. Super Mario 64. Wahoo. I don't know why my brain started to do it, but I said, you know what? Whatever. Hello, eel. Oh, dang it. I came in at the wrong angle. Bro, I was right there! Thank you. Okay, and for now, that's, oh no, there's one more. We gotta get one more. Gotta get back to Lurk. Lurking with no audio. Good luck. No worries, Wes. I appreciate the lurk. Where lurks are absolutely appreciated. Hey, where's the spot? Is it like, it's like right here or something? Hey, look! I found it by accident. I've literally never done that clip, I think, in my life. So let's go. Ow. Oh, I missed the ground pound. All right. So for now, that is all of the stars we can get in Jolly Roger Bay. Let's head on over to Cool Cool Mountain. I feel like trying to get everything out of lobby first is probably the play here. Probably. I think it's a good play. All right, let's start with the easy one. And by easy, I mean probably easy. Here we go. Did not turn the camera angle enough, but bam, there we go. Bam. I know the pro wall kick strat will work. The wall kicks will work strat is like slightly faster. I don't know how to do it, and I have definitely tried to do it before and just absolutely failed, so I'm pretty satisfied with this. Ba-ba-ba-ba. And that's it. Just like a 16-star run. We're done. That's it. We can't go back into CCM for anything. That's all there is to it, which means it's time for Dark World. Now, luckily for me, I had the pleasure of watching West Dog's CCCless runs, so I at least know how to do the beginning of this. Whoop. You do that. Ha. Boink. And that's how you dodge those coins. It's the only way to dodge those coins. Dude, why didn't you long jump? He didn't long jump. The one time I want him to long jump twice, and he doesn't do it. Man. Oh, God, that was really scary. I'm not going to lie. There's another way to dodge those coins? Oh. That was like, I feel like such a late dive. What is the other way, Pikachu? Oh, hello. I did not realize those coins were there because they are so far out of my brain. Okay, I actually had to formulate what to do there because I don't know. Give me a second. Okay, best way, I think we go over here and then we long jump over here. But we don't do that. I genuinely forgot those coins were there. That's probably not the best way to do it. But I bet you could do it that way. You BLJ on one of the elevators? Oh, jeez. I mean, that makes sense, actually, but... wild. Definitely not something that I am very capable of. At the moment, that is. Hey, brain, you gotta slow down. Hold on. I'm trying to do this so fast, but I'm not thinking. Then with the perfect angle, you avoid the coins. And with even more perfect angle position, you skip right to the end of the level. Oh! Is it like it's not a task. It's not a task. But, like, it's just really difficult. So that's what you don't want to do right there is collect coins. I'm just gonna grab this really quick. Task only, rip. There we go. But you could still do it. Alright, anyway. Dark World's a toughie. Dude, long jump. But technically it is another way. You're not wrong, that is another way. It doesn't help that I'm at 0 lives, like at all. But that's fine. Thankfully, in this category, unlike hoverless, I'm allowed to kill myself and keep going. Unlike hoverless, where if I hover, it runs over. I just have to start over. It is dead. That was very close to collecting a coin. Okay, brain. Let's think about this. Did I save? Also, yes. Yes, I did.
Game over. Okie dokie.
Sorry, it just occurred to me why you asked that. Not because of collecting coins, but because I have, like, 0 lives. My bad, Pikachu. Boy, okay, I just need to get down. Here's what I could do. I have two options. I can either go across the rotating platforms. I can go across the rotating platforms, or I could go that other way that I first tried to go. Because that can still work, I'm pretty sure. I kind of want to go across the rotating platforms, though. Ah, coin. Just get this real quick. So, bits for sure. Bits for sure is going to require, or not bits, Dark World. Dark World is definitely going to require some practice. Ow. Fun thing about not being able to collect coins, not being able to heal. Oh boy. I do think I still like the idea of going this way better. If I could just get, yeah, that angle. I think that's going to be my go-to for now. I think I like that option. Boom. Ba ba ba. Do do da do. Do do da do. Do do da do do. You know what's fun? I actually do have a Nintendo 64 console now. What I need is like a relatively inexpensive EverDrive, because then I could play this version of the game on a Nintendo 64. Nice. Good job, Mouth. Good job. All right, Boo's Big Hunt. We got to be careful with this, because some of these stars that we need do require killing Boos. Bup, 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 bup. Let's get the nice one out of the way first. As I failed to do the wall kick. Let's do this. Alright, I didn't do that correctly. That's fine. That also went poorly. Speed decided to not be my friend. Alright, hold on. I'm hitting the railing when I don't want to. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There we go. I could also do like a wall jump off the wall. I could also do a long jump, but I know the kick there is a lot faster. Okay. Let's do the standard 70 stars, I think. That's what I want to do. Hello. I'll do the standard. And then from there, I will go... Hello? I should just do the wall... I should just do the wall kick, but I don't know. I do want to learn the dive movement because it is slightly faster. Okay, well, even with the new buttons, I am unfortunately having the A button problem that I was having before with this controller. Looks like that is a little unfortunate. Okay, that did not do what I wanted. Oh, I'm looking at him, right. There we go. I'm like, wait, come back. I was looking at him like a dingus. $18 stars? Pretty quick. I know I don't have a timer on, but I just don't feel like having a timer on since I'm practicing. Alright, now we're going to do the other stars. It's time to go on a ghost hunt. I'm amazed that that actually went in. I'm trying to remember what the, like, optimal ghost order technically is, and I don't remember. Ah, that's a coin. Alright, I need to do slide kicks. Even on those two, I need to do slide kicks. Good to know. And that's why it's tricky. That's why you gotta pay attention. Thanks, game. Nice. I missed. I have missed. Epic. Yo, we got through a door. Alright, so that's 2. It's another one. Nice. Right into the abyss. That's what we like to see. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that. There was no text box. Xander, hello. What's the new speed game? It's Super Mario 64. Coinless, capless, and cannonless. Jorda. Hello, Jorda. How are you today? Also, how are you, Xander? Hope you're doing well. I have unfortunately fallen but I was doing my best. Coinless, capless, and cannonless. No cannons allowed. You're glad work is over with? Woo, let's go! Congratulations on finishing the workday today. Work is always hit or miss many days of the week. That's just how it is, you know? I'm very excited for CCCless. It's definitely been on my mind since we've been getting so close to hoverless 220 or my 230 hoverless goal. It's been insane lately. Gosh, I'm sorry to hear that, Jorda. We've got one more star to collect. We've got one more star to collect in Boo's Big Haunt that we can legally collect. That we just have to be careful about. You know, I think the fastest way to go in would actually not be the elevator, but also... I don't know. It's probably still the elevator. Alright, let's knock these puppies out. And I missed entirely. Come on, you little munchkins. Oh, that was close. No! Aw, he got it. That's fine. We are still learning. We are still practicing. No, it's just 70 star. You can't get 120 stars because lots of the stars, aka red coin stars and 100 coin stars, literally require you to get coins to get. So 120 is not possible, but 70 it definitely is. Hello, game. If you could point me in the right direction, that would be amazing. I love AnimeeArcade. He is one of my favorites. Eventually, I will get AnimeeArcade into Odyssey, and there are some people who have successfully modded Sunshine. So if I could get AnimeeArcade into Sunshine too, that would be perfection. Oh, well, thank you, Jordan. That's very sweet of you. Ooh, that's actually good to know. I can slide, kick, and bonk into the wall. Come on. Bruh. Bruh. Die! Friends go, you're dumb and forgot to make a channel? That's fair. Thank you, Jorda. I appreciate. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the last star that we can get in Boo's Big Haunt. So it's time to skedaddle. It's time to skedaddle. Need to go into the basement. The basement. The basement. Yeah. Is this my own route? Not at all. I don't even have a route right now. I'm just trying to practice. I want to get at least like 170-star run completed, and then I will like actually be doing some more studying. Backflip Plus wasn't as free as I thought. I gotten it 4 times in a row when I said that, but I can't keep it consistent even with the save state just before the backflip. RIP. Well, if it's still like consistent enough, I will take it. Oh god. Oh god. Well, that didn't work out for me. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I can get to the top. However, it would just take a lot of work. I'm just looking here. I'm pretty sure, maybe, potentially, I could get the pillarless star just by walking. Hold on. Let me look at this. I know I can't get it with the shell, because the shell, Mario is too tall. However, let me just... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's still doable, it's just kind of slow. But it is doable. Wait a minute. Hold on. The turnaround CCCless has the issue of often causing a butt slide, preventing you from grabbing. Yeah, I see that. Okay. Okay, here's the thing. I might actually do that. I may genuinely do that. Because if that actually... Because that could honestly be a good replacement for CCCless, I'd say. Maybe. It's a replacement for something, that's for sure. I think the reason why Wes was saying no about it is because it's kind of slow. And also, if you use the shell... Even if you... Wait! Even if you use the shell... Okay, the shell broke on me, but... Wait! Hold on. I would do the shell normally in 70 star. Why did Wes cross this one off? That's what I want to know. Wes, you got some explaining to do. Hold on, sir. Why did you cross this one off, Wes? Oh, I literally forgot there's a wall there. I literally forgot there was a wall. Thanks, brain. Oh, I almost got it that time. Just a reminder that Wes is doing a heckin' lurk. And I think he might even have no audio. I don't know if he can actually see the game. I can even do the jump off the top. What the heck? Alright. Well, we don't have to take this out of our repertoire. We don't need to take this off our repertoire. We're putting... That's staying in. That is staying in. Now, it's either that or what we do is we switch it for iRock, because iRock is a stage that we have to do, but it's much faster than iRock. I don't think it's that he said it couldn't be done. It's that he decided he didn't want to do it. It's a I did not want to do this, so I crossed it off. It's one of those things. But like, if you can just do it with the shell, why not? Whoops. So, Wes, do you have that video for ah, crap. Or no, were you still working on that video for the... Ah, not quite. That's okay. I know the backup. Because if backflip CCCless is like relatively quick, I'm fine doing it. There we go. Oh, crap. Again, when you kick, you can't grab ledges, and I'm a doof, and I forgot that for some reason. Firsty. Whoops. Now, if Wes thought, oh no, Xander, I'm not even trying to be stubborn. This is like actually has to be done. This is the only backup. I'm just being really bad at it. There we go. Nice. Hand to hand. Oh God. Okay, epic. 24 stars. Bro, I could literally just get the pillarless star. Wes, why did you cross it off? Again, I know Wes can't hear me, but I still want to know. I still want to know. Because I'll trade that for the IROC star. Not that the IROC star is, like, hard by any means. But, you know, just time consumption. Alright, we're done in SSL. Which of these ones would be much harder? That's what I want to know. I could just skip the Volcano Star if I keep IROC even. Milk, which do you think would be harder, more time-consuming? Volcano Star or IROC? I mean, I know IROC would be time-consuming, but... Oh, that's fire. Nice. Up! Dead. AROC definitely much less likely to cause reset conditions. Yeah, I think so too. If we can get backflip Kless to like be relatively consistent, then we can throw that in. Dang it, dude.
Game over.
Also, I already forgot what star I was talking about replacing. Not gonna lie, I already forgot what I was talking about. Backflip Kless is... It's canonless in Womps, but you have to do a backflip to do it. Oh, I turned the camera too much. Whoops. Yeah, it's like, it is a way to do canonless, but it's also, like, pretty inconsistent. However, Malk's found a, like, slightly more consistent way, potentially, possibly. So. Oh, the Volcano Star. That's the star I was talking about replacing. Or... just made it. Oh no, I died. That's right. Oh, and we die again. I almost forgot that I can't touch those coins. I almost forgot, and then I remembered. See, this isn't even a CCCless problem. This is just a me problem. There we go. That's what I like to see. Bam. Yeah, I think we just use unless backflip plus is not super consistent, I think we just keep pillarless star in because clearly it's doable. Yo, what up, Nerd Assassin? Hope you are doing well today. Oh, dang it. Dang it, man. Come on. I have gotten exactly 1 star in Lethal Lava Land. Nope. Never mind, we're fine. Just got out of work and eating spaghetti. Nice. I'm just gonna get this one up really quick. Man, you gotta be really careful with this one. These bullies will absolutely throw you into the coins. Not good. Oh, I got a coin. Hello, brain. Can you pay attention to what you're doing? Brain, come on! You know what you're doing! Stop it! Nice. Not so nice. God, I ground pounded too early. Right. So the way that this is, Nerd Assassin, my new speed game is, CCCless, which is coinless, capless, and cannonless. So yeah, no coins, no caps, no cannons. Give me that. And I am learning, I am practicing because clearly it's a lot harder. Well, actually it's not. This is about how hard I expected it to be. It's like in some levels it's a lot easier than I expected it to be. And right now, in this specific level, it's a lot harder than I expected it to be. Ah, stop it! Angles! Unlike Hoverless, though, if I collect a coin, I can just kill myself and try again. Whereas in Hoverless, if you accidentally hover, you just have to end the run and reset. Basically. So it's a little nicer in that regard, at least. Oh, nice firsty, dude. There we go. If I could stop ground pounding early and use my brain properly, that would be great. Yeah, it's definitely much nicer than Hoverless. And the only reason that I say you have to reset in the Hoverless is because in the rule set, it doesn't say anything about, like, exiting the level and trying again. Whereas in CCCless, it does explicitly state something like that in the rules somewhere. How many stars? 70 total. 70 total. So it's a 70-star run, but you can't collect coins, use caps, or use cannons. So far, like, we've got 26. Like, we're actually doing pretty okay, pretty decent. And, like, it's almost been an hour, maybe? Dude, if I could just get one gosh darn star, that would be great. I only have one. I would like more, please. Here we go. Come here. Thank you. Huh! Oh, beautiful. I am good. But I'm also bad. Okay. Let's see. We gotta go do logless. Except we are 100% using the log. 100% using the log. The side flip scared you? I knew I had it. Yo, Maria Wolf. Hope you are doing well today. Welcome on in. That is true. I actually should take some hydration. I haven't drunk any water in a while. Give me a second. Which is funny, because I'm usually on top of my hydration game. Ooh, just coloring a drawing? Heck yeah. I do enjoy me some good drawings. I goofed. I don't know how I didn't die there. Oh, because I have to wait for the squishing animation. There is a way. There is a way that you can avoid rolling on the log. A bunny raccoon hybrid with his wife. Oh, that's so cute! That's adorable. I love it. It's true. Love some good arts. Arts are always epic. You know, I bet. Oh, I was right. I was right. I was like, you know, I bet I could triple jump. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to roll the log. If I get over here without taking any damage, I can just long jump onto the lava and bounce to the star. I'm a goose. Why didn't I think of that? All right, 2 more stars. 2 more stars to grab. And they're all in the volcano. Bonk. Okay. Got it. Ugh. Yeah, no red coin stars. All right, cool. That's it. That's all. Or no, there's one more. One more star in Lethal Lava Land. One more. One more. It is also in the volcano. Oh, well. I'm gonna have to just go with that, I suppose. You know, I wonder. I'm actually gonna KO myself for a reason. I do have a reason for that. I'm curious about something. I'm very curious about something. Oh yeah, I think this could be good. I think this could be fine. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I don't know how much faster this is, but I am definitely here for it if it works. Oh, I have fallen. Give me some of that HP back, baby. Okay. I think it might still be faster to actually just run up here, but I'll take that one up. I'm not sure. I'm actually genuinely unsure. Now, here's the deal. We could come and do... I think we will still just do standard 70 route where I come back down here later to grab second MIPS. And I think that'd be a good idea. Drawing John, the Rabbit Raccoon hybrid's wife. Rabbit Raccoon John's wife named Elle in place. I want her included in my story. Aw, cute. Sounds very adorable. Do some standard DDD things here. Hit those chests. Oh my god, dude. Come on. Come on, enemy. Hit those chests. Has a good bodybuilder. Bod. Some good muscles. Very nice. There are no coins by the third chest. Okay, cool. There are not. It's good to know. Gotta get that nice bod. Maybe it looks like that. Uh-oh. Yeah, DDD's got some nice music. It really do. You did miss the PowerPoint presentation, unfortunately, Switch. However, I might just highlight it for grins and giggles for later. With how you drew him so smug? Oh, no. Yeah, I'd probably do it. Kind of thinking about learning SMG any percent in the future? Are ya? This sounds pretty dope. Switch could probably help you with some of that. I think you only played this game once when you were little. So, fun fact about this game. The first time I ever played it was like sometime in elementary school, specifically through an emulator. 70-star CCCless. It's not like you could have guessed. I mean... It's not like I already knew you were doing that. Right. I believe you were the... I think you were the, like, second person to guess. I think you were the second person to guess. Pikachu was the next person. Nah, it was Pikachu who was first. Your brother played Lego Star Wars? Yeah! Lego Star Wars is a great game. Straight up. Lego Star Wars 1 and Lego Star Wars 2, very good games. I played them on the GameCube. You guessed really early? Yeah, Pikachu guessed pretty early, for sure. Can confirm. Haha, got it. Got it. Yeah. It's funny when people are saying the complete saga and then they say the OG game, when the OG game was actually just Lego Star Wars. But that's not discounting Lego Star Wars and the saga, because the complete saga, which has all 6 games, Lego Star Wars 1 and Lego Star Wars 2, is a fantastic game. It's good to have both of those games in one complete package. It's very nice. Uh-oh. Manta! I won't tell you if you're right, though. Well, I told you if you're correct because you exactly guessed what it was. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Anytime we're in the cafe area, we would tell the robot our order. If the robot walks away when we aren't finished with our order, we'd kill the robot with our lightsabers. Perfect. You don't have Skywalker Saga. I have the complete saga and OG Battlefield 2. Nice. Yeah. You know, but you found it funny? Yeah, that's fair. I would really like to get, I would like to get the original Saga on my GameCube again. That would be really nice because I first played Lego Star Wars on the GameCube because my cousin had it. I would love to just have it on the GameCube again. That would be nice. Also, yeah, I hear that the OG Battlefield 2 is like just so good. I collected a coin. You know what? I should just lava boost my way across that. There's no need to think that hard. Your dad used to own a lot of Star Wars merchandise? So, fun fact, one of the first Star Wars films I ever watched was Phantom Menace because that's what we had. We had Phantom Menace on VHS. That actually worked. That's cool. But then my family, we actually have the special edition of the first trilogy, 4, 5, and 6. We actually have those on VHS, and specifically the special edition VHS. So it's a really nice package deal. There was a time in high school where I had a bunch of friends come over, and during like band camp, during our lunch break, we'd just be like, all right, come to my house and we'll watch Star Wars for fun. And that's what we did. It was really great. Oh, hello. Let me just... How about we don't do that? I genuinely forgot those were there. Whoop. Your dad owned Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, and A New Hope film posters? Yo! Yo, there are some really good film posters out there. Star Wars definitely had some of those. Give me that, and that, and that. You know, I just realized that I could have... Oh, well, actually, no, I couldn't have. I was very low on my HP. He found an R2-D2 game where C-3PO teaches you stuff. Oh, that's great! That's really cool. We used to have this game. We used to have this game for the PC that you would like strap this large interactive thing onto the keyboard, and like it was like the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and you could push down on like individual people and it would like push the right key that corresponded to the video game. I don't think we have the keyboard accessory anymore, but I'm pretty sure we do still have the disc for that game. I like Star Wars. I heard the Disney trilogy was like they kind of goofed. And I have to say, like, about the Kinect Star Wars dancing game, oh, let's go. I do have to say, when the Disney trilogy, when the first one came out, I just absolutely refused to watch it. I was like, yeah, no, And then my brother got it from Redbox, and I was like, all right, sure. I'll watch it this once. And you know what? It was actually pretty decent. The Force Awakens, actually pretty good. The others, we don't talk about those. Yeah, that's fair. I'm glad that I've only seen The Force Awakens. I should be doing this, like, normal wet dry world. Hold on. I'm just gonna exit really quick. I'm gonna just do this normally. I don't know what I was going for there. But let me just do, like, standard 70 star. Start. TFA was just an inferior remake of A New Hope. See, what's funny about that is that's actually one of the things that I really liked about it, is it had all the, like, cheesy screen cuts of the first movie, or, well, I mean, yeah, it is the first movie. It had all the cheesy screen cuts of the first movie, and I was just like, this is actually really cute. Oh, wait. No, I don't. I just need a triple jump. There we go. Or not cute. Sorry, cute isn't the right word. But I was like, this is actually pretty normal. This is good. Oh, wait. I need to get up here. Hold up. There we go. You're right. Normal 70 doesn't include coins. Disney didn't have a precise plan for the trilogy. Ugh. Yeah, that's the problem. People didn't like Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi. J.J. Abrams had to fix it for The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, man, rip. I'm pretty sure I can still do the same movement safely. Nope. I was wrong. It's okay. I can work with this. Yeah, needing somebody to fix a film is, like, not the best. It is pretty unfortunate. There we go. Ba-da-bub. Bam. Yeah, normal Wet Dry World 120. Oh, I'm so dumb. I could have long jumped. Okay, we got to do that again. That might be too high of a water level. That's too high of a water level. And I missed. Okay, we do need to do it again, though. Because I just realized that I was really a big goof in what I did there. And that it could have been done faster if I was patiently paying attention. Originally, Lucas wanted to give... That worked somehow. Okay, originally Lucas wanted to give Star Wars to Fox, and they'd have a show of an underground city controlled by stormtroopers. But then I guess when Fox and Disney merged, Disney bought Star Wars way before they bought Fox. I actually do have to say that. 70 pairs, 100 with secrets, 120 pairs. Yeah, 120 pairs 100s with town reds. And 70, and then, yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure my brain is doing the right thing. Probably. Unless I already forgot what I said earlier. I don't know. I don't know. Don't mind me. Okay, let me do secrets again. But yeah, 120 just does secrets all by itself. Oh, you're making a joke because you said you would do normal. That is true. I did say I would do normal. I remember Star Wars Jedi Temple game where you could play on your computer and interact with other users. I remember this one Star Wars game where, like, you could create your own character, and me and my friend made a dude who just, like, had roller skates on. He had an orange lightsaber, and he rollerbladed, and it was really dope. And I feel like that was Jedi Academy, but it was so long ago that I'm honestly not sure. Oh no, I was so close. Star Wars Bombad Racing? I feel like that's something. That feels like a name. Further to the left? Yeah, that's what it was. Dang it. It's Star Wars characters doing the races, but their heads were bobbleheads. Oh my gosh. Amazing. Bad angles. Thanks, game. I'm going to die. Seal left 1 or 2 more times. You're right. There we go. Epic. That's the backup. Okay, but I can in fact long jump from up there. That's what I needed to know. Okay, did I get all of those? We got secrets. We got secrets. We got top of the town. We got electric box. No, that's not all of them. For the backup, it's much easier for Mario's left side. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I see what you are saying now. My bad. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Do it. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do it. I want to see him do it. He doesn't want to do it. That's okay. Can't blame him. There you go. Hello, brain. If you could just work a little harder. Thanks. You know what's funny is if they did sell to Fox and they did have that underground Star Wars show, then it would still be owned by Disney, because then Disney would have bought it, because Disney would have bought Fox. Let's go. Okay, there we go. 38. The perfect number out of Wet Dry World. Actually, I think the perfect number is 39, but, you know. Oops. I think it's been like... It's either been an hour or an hour and a half since I finished the presentation. Oh, I did it! Let me go. Let's go. Oh, I am a gamer. I did the thing. Pretty cool. And bodied. I think what I need to remember to do that wall kick is I just have to, oh. No. Is if I want to do that, I just have to, like, wall kick really late. Or not really late, but a lot later than I think. Oh, no! I was really worried that that was going to happen. All right, well, let's do it again. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's so easy. That's actually so easy. I just had to pay attention. Run invalid, indeed. What? The game lagged? Oh, I collected a coin. Just like that one. Please, game. Yeah. There's on the platform on the floating island that you like slide off the mountain and jump to. Would your run actually be invalid since you collected a star? Yes. Yep. If you collect a coin and then kill yourself before collecting a star, it's fine. And it's funny, the one coin, the reason they have that coin over there is to let people know that there's a warp. So if you get over there and you like maybe don't need to be over there or, you know, whatever. you know, if you get over there and the timer runs out and you're like, wait, I don't need to be here. There we go. You feel a little cold? Heck! Do you have a blanket? Oh, I'm so sorry. Also, I see that you said Cat Mario earlier. Actually, this is Woofer Mario. He's just a boofer. A heckin' woofer. He's a wolf. AnimeeArcade. It's me! Marflufio? Yeah, that works too. Just a heckin' boofer. I'm not concerned about that coin. Oh, well, I fell in. Hold on. Thank you. Yeah, I had a friend worked on it for me, and it came out fantastic. Whoop. There is, in fact, a way to get yourself up there with a backflip. I've done it before. It was either a backflip or a side flip. There we go. But you can actually do that, in case anybody was wondering. Whee! I don't actually know what I'm doing right now. So let me just take a death really quick. There we go. But yeah, I love Boofer. I love AnimeeArcade. He is adorable. You need to make an AnimeeArcade for Sunshine and Odyssey? I do. It's something that I wanted to do for a long time. I've actually wanted to have, I wanted AnimeeArcade in Odyssey way before I actually got AnimeeArcade in this game. This one just kind of happened because I was like, wait a minute. This is definitely possible. And I found like a document on how to do it. I'll be your one-upper. So true. But yeah, I found like a guide for how to get a custom character into 64, and I'm like, all right, we doing it. Okay, I'm pretty sure that just needs a triple jump and or a long jump, so we gotta work with that. But yeah, I definitely want one into Odyssey. I would actually like to get Mario. I would like to get Anime into Breath of the Wild as well. And I do know somebody who could do that. Have I thought about running Festival Percent? I have run Festival Percent. I think I have like a 42. I think. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think it's a 42. Also, the coins in the lobby don't count. And the reason coins in the lobby don't count is because they don't show up on a star count and you don't, like, collect a star. Okay. Let me do some brain things here. Go here. Side flip up. Side flip. Huh. Oh, not quite what I wanted. Well, now that coin's there, that's an issue. Nice. That works for me. Hello, just climb up the mountain, dude. It's not hard. There you go. Yeah, I've even had a I've had a few Festival Percent races too, actually. With a handful of people, a good chunk, I'd say. You got a 3709? Nice. Very epic, my dude. Where is he? Hello? Mr. Wiggler? Oh, there he is. Found him. With the sewer clip? Nice. Pretty impressive, my dude. Pretty impressive. Tiny Huge Island. Yeah, I guess the only ones that I can't get in Tiny Huge Island are red coins and 100 coin, but I can actually get the rest of them. So that's cool. Whoops. It's a Goomba. So true. Love the Wiggler, though. Wiggler's pretty great. Ba-da-bop. You have 35-45, but no sewer clip? Dang, what a legend. I actually do like Festival Percent. It's pretty fun. It's a fun category. Nope! How about we don't do that? Oh my god. Okay, well, this just confirms that my A button still does, in fact, stick, even though I've got all new buttons. Dang it, dude. I really just wanted to use this controller again. I think it's an issue with one of the covers, and not, like, I think it's just an issue with the rubber. Just makes you want to run any percent. It's a fun category. I think it's cool that Switch has like a 109 and doesn't do nut clip. I think that's pretty epic. Or he does do nut clip, but he doesn't do nut clip route. But usually, if I remember correctly, which I hope I'm remembering correctly and not being a gosh darn heckin' goof. Excellent. We are over halfway there. We've just got one more star to get. In Tiny Huge Lands. That clip is like a 106 trick. Oh. Hello? Oh. Wait, where is he? I think you mean DSTA? Nope. I'm still talking about nut clip. No! This is why you have to pay attention on this star.
Here we go!
Okay, anyway. Now we gotta go do that again.
Hey, go!
Gonna put it in soon, just can't do the movement. It's a very tricky movement. Right, the clip is Africa. The clip is, in fact, Africa by Toto. Every time. Koopa Race. There he is. Okay. So I actually just need to get that one out sooner. But not grab coins! Yoink. Da 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 da. Da 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 do. Ba 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 da bee ba ba. Is the third C canon? Yes. Coinless, capless, cannonless. Which, again, you don't even have to worry about in a normal 70, but, you know. Yeah, I have a 112 as well, and I do enjoy nut clipping. Ow. Excuse me, Koopa Quick Man. Jeebus. I don't know why. You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't know why I did that the hard way. I literally did that the hard way. One run TVH, you've gotten all 3 out of 3 moon clips before. Nice. Which moon clips? The coins actually don't make it impossible to do CCCless. It just makes it really freaking hard to do CCCless. Because you can do backflip class. The turtle is us whenever you are live on Twitch and we try to follow you. Aw, thanks, Maria. That's really sweet. I picked the wrong star. Hold on. Cascade. Oh, on the treasure chest? Chest clip? Nice. Yeah, it's pretty fun. I just like the fact that I have actually learned how to do that properly now, because now I can just do it in normal runs and in CCCless runs. Here's what I'm actually supposed to do. Talk to this guy. Knock this guy off. Get that shell, baby. Oh, hey, I went the wrong way. Well, I goofed up, guys. I goofed up. You got chest clip in your bingo match against Joy-Con, if I remember correctly. Nice. I don't remember. Could you get the right... Okay. I picked the wrong star. Again, I am trying to practice. Obviously, I already have Koopa the Quick Star without any coins. But I'm just trying to, like, practice. And I genuinely don't know why I did the race the normal way. And there was no reason to. Yo, Aiden, what's up? Hope you've been doing well. Mod? Sort of, yeah. It's still basically... I picked the wrong one again. It's basically still like Super Mario 64. All the hitboxes are in place. None of the hitboxes have been changed. But now he just looks like me. AnimeeArcade. All right, Brain, if you could work this time, that would be great. Practicing, practicing, practicing. There we go. Here we go. Talk to this fella. Hit this fella. Grab the shell. There we go. Climb the mountain. Yep. Oh, dude, how did I miss? No! How did I miss? All that's left is replacing Charles Martinet with anime sounds. But, like, I can already do Charles Martin. I think it still works. Woohoo! See? I think it's fine. But yes, I am aware I was about to say Super Mickey 64 or Super Mario, but no, it's Super Anime. That is correct. It is Super Anime 64. Okay. But yeah, I know a handful of modders now at this point who could put anime in Kingdom Hearts 2, who could put anime in Super Mario Sunshine, potentially. Who could put anime in Breath of the Wild, which I have been wanting to do for a while. And I know the artist. I know of the artist who could potentially rig up anime in Super Mario Odyssey, but I don't know the modder. I know the artist. I don't know the modder. Did I finish through 58 days yesterday? I did not. There's still quite a bit more of content. There's like probably in 2 Sundays you should be able to. I literally just took out a chip of wood on my desk. Nice job, fingernails. But yeah, so I know of some people to put anime in games that I would like to put anime into. However, money is a big problem. So, you know. How far did I get with Pokemon White Challenge? I got another gym badge. So now we're at 6. Okay, that's the much faster way to get that. Let me talk to this fella. Up. Grab that star. Go into TTM. TTM, I can get... What stars can I get? Get in there. I can actually get most of the stars. Okay, cool. I think I cannot get like 2 of them. Yeah, just 2 of them. Alright, hold up. There we go. Of course. Of course. I got this, don't worry. There we go. Hey dude, you should come here. You should come over here, my guy, man. No crap, oh crap, no crap. Hey man, don't do that. And I just fell off the mountain just like that. Da da da, 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 da da da. Epic. Thanks, Mario. Ah. Let me up, please. This is my favorite song from Mario 64. It's a classic. It's a good one. Battlefield theme is a very good theme. Okay. I forgot I was on Mario Cam still. Mr. Fly Guy, if you could. Thank you. That took way too long. But that's going to be our best bet. If I fell off, you would have been laughing. It's so true. So true. 45. Okay, now we can get a bunch of the other ones. I should probably learn Mountain Clip at some point. Maybe I'll learn it during my practice session with Wes on Friday. I think that'd be good. Dude. There you go. You can post it in Discord. That'd be cool. I would like to get better at this game, since I do need to have a good time for this challenge. Or at least I would like to have a good time with this challenge. I am impressed, but also disappointed that I missed all of that. Put it in Discord. Gaming Lounge. That would be good. That works. Bam. Okay, 2 down. Whew. Okay, I don't have to dive for that. That's cool. Miru, hello! Hello, Miru. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Whoops. Posted epic. I'll take a look at it later. I literally don't know how to keep this button from sticking. Doing good. Cleaning your fursuit for tomorrow. Yeah. You go into the cereal thing. Didn't jump late enough. Early jumping. Epic. Okay, cool. I will be seeing you there then. Jeez, I think I'm doing like... I'm literally doing something like every night this week after work. Oops. I mean, not that I have work tomorrow, but still. Yoink. No, I'll either have to buy a new controller, or if we didn't like toss the trash out already, I could go steal the buttons from the other controller. Because I did in fact put it in the garbage can. Yoink. But also, yeah, I probably do need to buy a new controller. However, it hasn't been popping up too much today, so for now it's fine. I can put up with it. Well, that barely made it. There we go. The buttons are in the box. All I have to do is open the box, or get to the box. Run to the edge, turn around, grab. Aw, come on. There we go. Ah, I'm trying to remember. There we go. No, I didn't have enough speed there. Okay. Don't have to do this, but I think it would be fun to do this. So. And again, also would save some time. I'm trying to do a glitch that I don't have to wait for the monkey to run all the way around. Because, you know, it kind of takes him a while. How to do glitch. You catch him on the mountain so that when the monkey stops you with the text box. Oh my god, okay. Now it's acting up. Now it's just acting up. That's beautiful. Oh. Oh nice, I almost died. Oh, yeah, that's good. I will have to check the garbage, but I think it was already taken out, and our garbage was picked up this morning. So it's probably already gone. But I have my other controller that I can open up and take the pad from, and I'm probably going to do that. Can't use the other controller because it has stick drift. This controller, however, does not have stick drift. And that's why I'm using it. Ow. I'm gonna just take the fly guy this time. But yeah, so the trick is you grab the monkey, like with a dive. Normally, you grab him with a dive, and you end up on the mountainside. However, you can also just do it normally. If you pick him up and like jump, hold him, and then you just kind of and the game just like does a check apparently. Come on. Oh, or he does that too. Oh, now I really got him stuck. This is actually really neat to look at. Yo, look at him up there. There he goes. Look at that. What's he doing up there? Anyway, but yeah. So there's a way. There is a way to do it, and it would be fun to do it. But I also technically do not have to do it. Wow, yeah, that slope is too steep. All right, we'll stop messing around. I'll stop messing around. I'll learn it later. But yeah, there's two ways you can do it. You can either like dive right into him with a really fast dive that puts you immediately on the side of the mountain, or you can grab him and then run over to the mountain and jump onto it. Either one. I could be messing around all day, and indeed it would be my choice if I did or did not. Ba-da-ba, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. So normally you just free him, and as you can see, he's very slow. He's very slow. But there's a way, if you catch him over here, then you just go like jump, jump, and ground pound before you touch the ground. And it drops him on the ground right where he belongs to drop the star. Boingus. Okay. One more star in Telltale Mountain. Just one. Ugh. Just one. Just a single one. Not what I wanted. Nope, also not what I wanted. Thanks, Chuckster. Not Chuckster, it's a Chuck, yeah. I have played a lot of Sunshine. Yep, I missed. Hello? There we go. I mean, that's kind of what I wanted, but not quite. Whoop. There we go. Oh. 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 Oh, God. Bam. Okay. That's one. Da-da-da-da. Actually, straight up, you basically just get all of the stars that you would normally get in a 70 run. Nice. It's not very difficult at all. Bam. You just have to be careful to not collect any coins as well. Pretty epic. Hello, game. Thanks. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Bam. Man, Snowman's Land is really just a super short stage if you think about it. The longest star is literally hundreds. And that's it. We're done with Snowman's Land. That's it. 4 stars, and we're out of here. Easy breezy lemon squeezy. Back to HMC, shall we? Yo, Lurtsy, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're having a wonderful day. What's the fastest star in Mario 64, Deep Freeze? probably the star that I did a little earlier. Deep freeze is a very, very quick star. It's either deep freeze or the bully, but probably deep freeze. Bam. I bet, you know what? I bet if I was fast enough, I could probably get a 130. I bet I could get a 130. Because obviously I could get better in normal 70 star. I could definitely have a faster time. I'd be just happy with 2 hours, though. 2 hours would be a good goal, I think. Hazy Maze, you basically get everything except for reds and hundreds. So, that's cool. You just have to be careful with a couple of them, that's all. Ow. Nope. Bam. All right, we got 57. We're getting up really close to that 70 already. This is actually taking so much less time than I thought it would. Not gonna lie. Genuinely is taking less time than I thought it would. Oops. Hello. Give me that angle. Aw, man. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Works for me. All right, one more. I believe it's one more. Let me double check. Oh, wait. No, the metal cap star, I guess, technically counts? Hold on. Does it? Wait a minute. Hold on. Why is the metal cap a goop on this presentation? I'm going to take the death because I wasn't paying attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is the 6th star there? What is that? Hold on. Oh, it's... Wait. It's just rolling rocks? Oh, that's silly. Alright, never mind. So confused. But it looks like, yeah, the only ones that are crossed out are the red coin star. Oops. And hundreds. So I have the little graphic next to me to remind me what stars I'm getting. And all of them are available except for red coins and hundreds. And I'm just like staring at it going, what is happening there? I'm missing 2 coins. Oh! 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 Right. Right. I don't know which one I'm missing. That didn't work. That's okay. Did you say 2 coins? I probably said 2 coins because that sounds like something I would say. I do, in fact, mean stars. If I could have gotten the wall glitch there, that would have been super cool. And then you do a triple jump and just wall kick your way up through the wall. But I also have no practice with that, so I'm not doing that. Okay, there we go. Now we have all the HMC stars. I'm going to have to remember that one, because that one sounds like one that I would definitely forget. Okay, so far, with some re-entries, we have been able to collect almost all of the stars here without coins, caps, or cannons. Let's go into Rainbow Ride. And get some of those that we need still. I'm actually feeling really solid about this run now. Not gonna lie. Do you think I'll do a run today? I will not be able to do a full run today. Because I do have to stop streaming at 5 today to go feed the aminals. Oh, God. Hello, coins. Because I have band at 6:30. But I might do some more practice, like... I'll probably do some more practice, or at least, like, start half of a run. Nice. That was really risky. So was that, actually, technically. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Okay, we're fine. I don't think I'll get to do a run today, but I'm honestly feeling really confident about it. I'm actually feeling really confident about this category. It is going to be a lot easier than I expected. It's still going to be, you know, like, relatively hard to do, but it's going to be a lot easier than I initially expected it to be. Come on. I missed. We are dead. Is that Anime Mario? It is Anime Mario. Hey, TJ. It is indeed Anime Mario, or Animario, as I like to call him sometimes. Isn't it great? I'm very pleased with it. I have other games I need to get Animario into, but, you know, money. But they are on my list. They've actually been on my list for quite a while. Get in there, you heckin' goob. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Come on. Oh, I missed. That does happen occasionally. Rip. It would be nice if this wall jump was like a little more consistent. Hello? Oh, no. I tried to do the other method because it is faster. And technically, it's probably a lot safer in terms of if you get it correctly. But, you know. Maybe I'll have to pick that up. There we go. Because you just kind of do that, but then you also like do a wall jump, grab the ledge, and then a long jump. I held off on my, I held back on my long jump just a little too long because you have to not hit the wall above, but you have to not go so low that you miss the ledge grab. But also, I think I got a firstie on that wall jump, so ayo. It's kind of funny. It was weird. That works, I suppose. At least I did not die. Bonk, 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 bink, bonk. Uh-huh. There we go. Because otherwise, you know, just my standard route. Come over here. Grab this pole. Come here. Come hither. And then you can just do that. Bam. All right. Now we don't have to do that again. Da-da-da-dum. Epic. Let's look at tricky triangles. Okay, those coins are not too in the way, for sure. Alright, Mario, thanks. Thanks, Anime, you goof. Oh, yeah, baby. Alright, let's get swinging in the breeze, and then we'll get the carpet star. Then we'll get the carpet star. Oh, wait. That wasn't right. That's fine. Dang it. I was really hoping that that wouldn't happen, but oh well. It's fine. Ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yo, Goomba, you coming my way? I don't think so. Hello. Alright, one more. I'm definitely missing, I feel, some things, but somehow, I guess I'm not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, okay, there's actually 5 stars that you can get in TTC. Got it. Okay. Not missing a thing. Just feels like it. So, I haven't gotten cannonless or the JRB star. Oh my god. I'm not 100% sure how I did that. Dude, stop. All right. Nice firsty, nerd. There we go. Carpet time! The tail made you jump where you didn't want to go? Nah, that's not how that works. Got back from taking care of the chickens? Nice. You came just back in time for the carpet show. Oh man. Da 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 da. How did I not burn there? Okay, and then we get on the carpet corner. Nice. Yo, idols, thank you very much for the look. Appreciate. Yes, it's called Carpetless, and only one IRL real-life person has successfully done Carpetless, and currently has the world record for the star. Pretty dope. And boink. All right, Rainbow Ride done. I'm gonna talk to this fella right here. Bam. All right, now we just have to not grab a lot of coins in TTC. Because there are a lot of coins in TTC. Huh. Yep. Hello, Mario. Thanks. Whoops. Oh, crud. I just realized I haven't called somebody I was supposed to call today. Oh, dear. I definitely forgot to do that. Yep. Gotta get that wall kick a little sooner. There we go. Pop on up out of this. Well, that was dumb. Spinning stuff is a pain. I agree. Yoink. I think I might have just barely gotten into stopped time. I did. Excellent. Another run after this? Probably not. Probably not. Like practice and like an attempt at going fast? Probably. I have band tonight, which means I have to go feed at 5. Or not feed at 5, but I have to stop at 5 so we can go feed and get to band by 6:30. I'm sorry, what? How did that miss the ledge grab? What? Excuse-moi? Yeah, it'll definitely be fun. I'm pretty ready to get back to band. Again, how is that not ledge grabbing? There we go. Okay. I am trying to get to stomp on the thwomp, and I'm just having some issues with movement. There you go. I know there was a way to get up there a little faster, but that's okay. And we forgot how to use block hands? I guess. There we go. Damn. Nice. Okay. Another trip up to the top. Yoink. That should still be stopped time. Nice. I did, in fact, hit jump first and not the ground pound button, so that's my own fault. Yep. Ah, come on, dude. Wah! One, two, three. There we go. Ba 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 da ba da 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 ba da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. Okay, I want to do this. Yeah, just like that. Don't mind me as I almost fall to my death. Nice. Okay, TTC is actually, like, not even a big deal. Cool. I just have to, you know, do my movement better getting up to the thwomp. And since I don't need to collect coins for going up to the thwomp, that means that there's actually probably a faster route that I can take that I just need to get my brain known about. Any Friday Night Funkin' mod recommendations? I think whatever mods I ended up playing on my stream a long time ago were probably really fun. The one mod that has like the Game & Watch song on it, that one was cool. There's a mod for Bowser's Fury, that one was good. Other than that, there's the clown one, but the clown one was kind of hard. I mean, I'd still recommend it, but it was pretty difficult. I did not want you to side flip, Mario, but okay. Oh man, that thing is so low on water. I just went AFK and you come back to hear the clown one is hard. Yeah, there's some mod in Friday Night Funkin' that involves a clown. It's very tough. Oh god. Yeah, tricky mod. I couldn't remember what the name was.
Mamma mia!
GTC, I just need to get cleaner movement in.
Hegel!
I think I could genuinely probably like hour 45 this. I think here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with my first goal at 2 hours. And if I think I can get it faster, I'll drop it down to 145. Because I have a feeling I could probably do this faster.
Here we go!
Well, that was neat. Yoink. Time to get a hand.
Hegel!
Ah ha ha ha. Oh my god, game. Please don't do that. Thanks. That's all I want. Just don't do that specifically. I could long jump to it, or I could just fall down to it. But there you go. 70 stars without collecting coins, using caps, or using cannons. This challenge is so much easier than I anticipated. Is it still hard? Absolutely. I will not knock that. It is definitely still hard. Oh, hello there. Whoops. Ah, come on. Come on.
Mamma mia!
Yo, Wes, what up? I did actually got all 70 quite a bit faster than I expected. Wes, I have something very important to tell you. Very important. Why is the pillarless star crossed off? Can you explain why you had pillarless crossed off? I really need to know why. Oop. I basically did this in like 2.5 hours. I don't actually remember how long my presentation was, but I got through this so much faster than I expected. Nice. Oh, wow, bad throw. Pretty standard. Pretty standard of me, gotta say. I am almost at the 3-hour mark for streaming, but that's also because I had a PowerPoint presentation at the beginning of this. So I think it was about 2.5 hours. Hello. All right, epic. All right, so I think my first goal that I'm gonna shoot for is 2 hours. Sub 2 hours is gonna be my first goal. I think I could do this in under 2 hours. Thank you for the GGs. We did have some oopsies, but we did go back into the levels to grab those stars without coins to make it less oopsies. But yeah, I don't know. I feel pretty confident. I think I could do like sub 2. Easy. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. But I think I could do 2 to sub 2. I think I could. I'm going to go use the bathroom. And then I want to see how much of this I could get done in 1 hour. That is, yeah, that is currently what my PBs are sitting at and what I'm looking at for sure. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll BB. BRB.
Mario, the power of the stars is restored to the castle. And it's all thanks to you. Thank you, Mario. We have to do something special for you.
Here we go!
Listen, everybody. Let's bake a delicious cake. For Mario. Mario!
Switch, instead of doing 16, do 31 star. Potentially. Try that. Maybe that'll help. Maybe. Potentially. Do 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 do.
Thank you so much for playing my game.
Thank you so much for playing my game. All right, epic. Let's get this done. Let's do the thing.
It's
Miss
me,
Clifton got an
Mario.
ad. Rip.
Hello.
I was saying try 31 star potentially. Excuse me. All right. Let's see how much of this I can do in an hour. On your marks, get set, go.
It's me, Mario. Hello. Okie dokie.
How much of this can I do in a single hour?
Dear Mario, please come to the
Ba ba
castle.
ba
I
ba
have a gift for
ba
you.
da da.
Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
A run attempt already? Nah, we're just gonna see how much I can do in an hour. I can't do a full run, and I have to stop at like 5 o'clock. Ba ba da 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 da. It's not Mips though, it's throws in lobby. Just practice a lot of throws, I guess. Just casually get world record. Hey, I'm not that good. Wes, real quick, what is world record anyway? I am curious. Well, that's not the best setup in the world. That's too bad. I messed my setup up. Oh, I didn't get the camera movement. 53.45, I think. Yeah, there's no chance. My 130 is a 120. Or my 70. My 70 star is a 120, but that's also because I don't practice it. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where I get with CCCless. Ah, dang it. There we go. $53.27? Ah, okay. Still. Yeah. I screwed up. Thank you. There we go. Nope. I keep doing it too early. Got him. Ooh, I am lined right up for that.
Here we go.
Bam. Do-do-do-do. Nice.
Let's go.
Whoops. Oh, God. Messed that up. Alright, never mind. Never mind. Doesn't matter, I can just do this. That's probably faster anyway, so... Oh, I was just a little too much to the left there. Nice. Oops. My angle, why? No! Alright. Nope. Not the right camera angle that I want, of course. Oh, hi. That is fine. That's fine. I will need to make note of one-up locations. Eventually. Oh, nice. That was a weird wall jump. Nice. I need that to line up at the right corner. That's not the right corner. Thanks, Mario. Thanks, Anime. There we go. That was my own fault. Dude, A button, please. Thank you. Oh, that's unfortunate. That took way too long. It's either learn Poverty Island Hop or do the real Island Hop. And real Island Hop's a little difficult, so I opt to not do real Island Hop. Nice. Nope, I missed. All right, then. Just gonna have to try this, I suppose. Why would you do that? Okay, then. Why would he do that? Like, I'm still gonna make it in time. That's the thing. But, like, still sucks. This is CCC run. This is a let me see how much of this I can do in 1 hour. Because I have to stop streaming at 5. But basically, yes. I grabbed the red coin. When? Wait. Oh, I did. You're right. Okay. I did. You are correct. Forgot about that. It's okay. It's not even going to be a finished run anyways. Because, like I said, it's got to stop at 5. But you are very correct, Pikachu. Thank you for pointing that out. Because I definitely forgot. One, two, three, 4. Yep, 4 stars. Ah, come on. I hit a little too early. Whee! Goodbye. Or not early, I hit late. Let me correct my statement there. I hit late. There we go. That's what I like to see. Oh, nice. Nice. Epic. A 14-1. Lorsal. Lorsal. I'm definitely, like, I'm gonna, once I'm through with this during my practice session with Wes, I'm definitely gonna ask, like, what's the, like, optimal route, as in, like, which stages to go to. Haha, I had to play that so carefully. I almost goofed it. What? That was weird. Okay, let's head into Jolly Roger Bay. Oh, you know what? I could have done the first slide star, gone into Jolly Roger Bay, gotten the last slide star, or no, gone into Jolly Roger Bay, then gone into Womps, and then gotten the last slide star. Nice. Do frame walk? Nope. Oh, I missed the bubble. Thanks, game. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work. All right. Fine. Nice. Easy. Ba-ba-ba-bum. Ba-da-bum. Is there a rhythm for perfect swimming? Technically, yes. I couldn't tell you what the exact rhythm is, because after a while I just kind of learned the feel of it. But also, I don't get it perfectly every time either. I do mess it up. But there is a specific rhythm. You get like 3 in a row and it goes away. Rip. Ow. Up. Up. Nice clip. Thank you. I literally started doing it today. So I was like, you know what? This is like actually a pretty free clip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ship, eel, currents, chest. Yeah, that's it. Nice. That's what I like to see. Whoop! Oh, that's bad. Yeah, that's what I thought. Bam. Do-do-do-do. Ah! Like, once I figure out, like, what to do in what order, I'll have actual splits, but for now I just have this timer. I will have real splits for this. Bam. Ba-ba-ba-bum. There we go. That works. That also works. I do not mind that happening. Oh my gosh, dude. Dude. Literally any time that I want to do a side flip ever. Anytime. They just say no. There we go. I think doing HMC late is definitely still the play. 100%. Oh, I missed. There we go. Oh, no. I let go way too early. I'm a little sad about that one. Come here, buddy. Come back. There he is. Hello. Dude. Ah! Backflip. It is really hard to gauge where to let go when you're trying to let go quickly. So, like, don't mind me. Just trying to figure that out. Probably shouldn't be, but, you know. Whoops. Okay, I didn't do a backflip into the owl, so now I do have to actually pay attention. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Ah. Ah. Oh, la 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 la. Flop picking the owl matters. Yes, if you backflip into the owl, when you let go of the owl, you can move Mario a lot sooner. I'm also dead. Like you can actually start moving Mario sooner if you backflip into the owl instead of just jumping onto him. All right. I like how more recently when I've been doing this star, I've been getting it like perfect and now I'm not. And it's kind of funny. Boink. There we go. Yep. Ba-da-bup. Bam. Da-da-da-dum. Nice. And we're out. Time to go to Dark World. Da-da-da-dum. Well, that was neat. That didn't do what I wanted. There we go. I was too far back when I went for the kick. A little too far back when I went for the kick. Dude, register the L push. Could you please do that? Please register the L push. I need to kind of go fast. Thanks. Yo, a Goomba in the way. Don't matter. Well, that didn't work. Shouldn't have gone for that. Shouldn't have gone for that. That's fine. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da 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 do. All right, burned. Oh no! Ah! 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 This is about what I expected. Yep, that didn't work. Nice. Nice. I love it. There we go. Get in there. Boop ba boop boop ba boop ba boop boop ba do da 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 do da 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 do. Nope. Nice. Alrighty. Cool. Time to go to Booze. Big haunting. Here we go. Ba 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 da da. Do 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 dum. Nice. Ugh. Alright, it's fine. Left door. Bam. See, there we go. Da-da-da-dum. Bop, 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 bop. I think we'll actually go for this ghost first. Just because that could happen. But then again, the ghosts don't actually appear. That's right. They don't appear until after the first star. Man. Out we go. Let's try again. You know, I think I can safely ground pound that one just because y'all saw how fast I was able to kind of action myself away from the coin. So I think we might actually be able to ground pound that one safely. There we go. bros. Okay, there's one. Nice. Nice. That works. Gotta bonk into things properly, I suppose. Epic. Uh-huh. Well, that almost worked. That almost worked. I just had the wrong angle. All right. 2 more. Do-do-do-dum. Sure. I guess a backflip will work. Oh, sorry, this one. I meant to come into this door. I meant to come into this door. Thank you. Definitely faster. Whew. Oh my god. Epic. Da-da-da-da-da-da. One more to grab. Sitting at a pretty solid 31. I'm not pretty satisfied about that at the moment. Definitely some mistakes happening, but all of them my fault and fixable. Nice. That's what I like to see. Hi, puppy. Hello. Hello, puppy. Hi. Oh, I tried to do the long jump pro strat. It did not work. Hi, other puppy. Double the dog. Dogs. Hi. Hello, puppies. All right, let's go. Plus time. And by plus, I mean pillar full. I ran into the sign. How? How did I run into the sign? Anyway. Ba-da-bup. Bam. Da-da-da-dum. Nope. I genuinely don't know how to do that movement from just the start there. Ah, so close. Probably not enough height, though. Just a little. There we go. That's a little better. If you could not. Thank you. Battle hand to hand. Oh god. Whoops. There we go. Nice. Do 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 do. Ba-la-da-da-da-da. Bam. Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right. One more to go. There we go. Bam. Do-do-do-do. All right, if we could have less trouble in this stage than I had the first time, that would be fantastic. That would be nice. Nice. All right, thank you for the lurk, Xander. Big appreciate. I appreciate all those lurkers out there. Y'all are cool. Bam. Good luck. Let me know if you need. Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree. Switch has done quite a few 602s in his lifetime. Oh, firsty. Nice. There we go. Get out of there. Thank you. Oh, God. No! Okay, that's my own fault. I don't know why I didn't just long jump back into the painting. That was kind of silly of me. Nice. Ah, coin. It's actually kind of really hard to do that fast motion without jumping into the coins. Not gonna lie. Here we go. Dang it, dude. Why is that one specific bully so hard for me to take care of? That's all I want to know. Heckin', gosh darn heckin', if you know what I mean. If you know what I'm saying. Nice. There we go. No! He picked up a coin. You gotta be careful with that one. Got the one up. Got the one up. That's all I care about in that instance. Okay. I went for the backflip, which you can do because I did it in practice. I just still ended up getting the coin, unfortunately. Oh, jeez. There we go. Come here, buddy. I missed. Dude, he pushed me into the coin. I can't believe it. Ah! Oh God. Oy. Come here, buddy. No! I couldn't jump! Ah! I gotta get better at this one. Boo! Got him. Oh, right into the star too. Nice. Okay. Da-da-da-dum. All right. Let me go in. Of course. Nice. I think my problem with I did that a little too early. Okay. I did it too early. I need to have a little better movement over that way, over this way, because then I could just like... There we go. I could just do this. Oh, not that. But I mean, I guess I could do that too. Definitely not that. I like that I was able to bounce across the gap, but that was not helpful. Not as much as I thought it was going to be, at least. Oi. Yep. Yoink. Okay. Gotta wait till I'm a little closer to the log. Okay. That's good. Dude, I wanted a long jump. I wanted a long jump. He didn't give me the long jump. I gotta go further across the log if I want the long jump, I think. Alright. Well, LLL is definitely a stage that I need to practice and not be so bad at. It's good to know. There we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. Getting over here with no damage, because then I can just do this. Ha! Pro gamer. Bam. And that would probably be the fastest strat, but it would be good to know backups in case I do take damage. Like a triple jump onto the log. Nice. Nice. Bam. Alright, one more into the volcano. Okay, yeah. Looking at this current time, it's sitting at like 46. And we're only to Fire Sea, I think 2 hours. I think sub 2 hours is a good first goal. Whoa! Hey, Slopes. Hey there, Slopes. Don't do that to me. Thanks. Do-do-do-do. Ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 da. Boink. Hey. What if? What if you hit the chest? Wouldn't that be something? Oh, whoops. Definitely not my best chests, that's for sure. Oh, yeah, that's some good swimming. Oh, until I do that, then it's not. Do-do-do-dum. I just want to try the camera movement. I know I don't need to, but I figured I'd at least try, you know? See what it feels like. Ba-da-bup. Bam. Du-du-du-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Alrighty. There we go. That one, that jet stream has so much more push than the jet stream in Jolly Roger Bay. It's more intense of a jet stream. Ah, I missed one. It was my own fault. That one wasn't my fault. Nice. There we go. All right, Fire Sea. So far, it looks like we're able to get the Fire Sea in under an hour. And that was still with some, like, goof-ups and whatnot, so that's pretty cool. Oh, nope. Too far to the left. Almost got to the edge of the map. Almost.
Mamma mia!
Yep. Ah, golly, golly, golly. Yoink. Jeez, man. Bonk. Okay. Boo ba do da do da do do da. And while my timer itself may not say an hour, I have unfortunately reached 5 o'clock, which means we're gonna have to end stream after this Bowser throw here. But with that being said, I'm pretty hopeful for this category. I'm actually looking at it, and I think this is just gonna be a lot of fun. this will be a very fun category to mess around with. But with that being said, this is unfortunately going to be the end of stream today. Ending a little earlier than wanted, but we do got to go feed those heckin' animals. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty confident about this category. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see.